Welcome back, fellas. How you been? Yeah, not too bad myself. So you might have noticed a couple of Supras there on the screen. Yep, it's Blue Moon Bay Speedway. So this is going to be the Toyota Supra Cup that I've been meaning to jump on board as we meet some of the players we need to know today. It's been a while coming. The first week I jumped on at Sunday 7 o'clock and was like, oh damn, I missed it. The next Sunday I jumped on and went, oh no, it's a Saturday night race. And then this must be that Saturday night because I believe it's round 3. So as you can see, I qualified 11th. We're going to meet blokes as far back as 14th and as high as 7th, so who knows what we have in store as the race gets underway. So, as you can imagine, the old Speedway can be eventful. Some unknown reason the Americans love it. And this race ended up being a decent race, so that's why we're going to watch it today. So yeah, turn 1, done and dusted. How easy was that? We can see quite quickly there's a couple of groups of cars forming. Now I'm on the tail end of that middle group, trying to use some slipstream to catch them. Feels like we've broken the back of the guys behind us. A little bit of a lift off. Yeah, so I jumped on and did a little bit of practice before the race. This Supra is super taily. We've had it in a couple of daily races recently and it doesn't mind hanging its bottom out. So we're going to get the move on Donnie May done here, are we? No, we back out of it. Ever the gentleman. That allows Brian Ake. No, Brian Ake or Brain Ake. That allows Brain Ake to catch us. And that's a big long stream there from 6th back to the end of the pack. So a bit of slipstream on Donnie May. We're going to get that move done up the inside. So up into 10th, 2 laps in. At that rate, we should be first with a couple of laps to go. Not sure that'll happen. As you can see, big gap forming to Manchurian Kiwi. God knows if I'm pronouncing that right. So we're going to skip forward a couple of laps here because that is a big gap to the fellas in front and it's going to take me a while to close it. But here we are, we've closed the gap up into 8th. Some bloke must have had an accident. Going to take a look up the inside of 666. Think better of it. Once again, that allows JR Cash to catch me through that ever tight turn 1. A little bit of sideways action on the way out. That's going to give me a free pass, but JR with the slipstream, beautiful overtake around the outside, and there is JR up the inside, easy as you like. And Brain Ache's going to join him, so I'm going to drop a couple of spots here. Am I? No, we go 2 wide around there. Managed to only lose 1, gain 1, drop 1. So nothing gained, nothing lost net. So lap 6 I think was going to be my pit lap, but because everyone stayed out I decided to stay in the slipstream and we'll just copy the guys in front. If you get out of the slipstream, I have a feeling you're going to lose way too much time. And just have a look at that consistency. 56 is flat, all within, what's that, 7/10 now. So I'm pretty happy with that. A little bit of argy-bargy. Brain Ache gets that position and we're back down to 9th. It's looking like this is going to be the pit lap. I don't know why you go much further than that. We are running out of fuel. So our Bobby 32 up there in 1st. He's done alright from 7th. So as we slip into the pits here, you see some of those leaders were on 9, we've got 6s, and there is myself on 11, so we've done really well to save fuel, and we only take 81 units. you'll see the other blokes pop up. They're taking mid 80s, mid to high 80s. So we've popped out of the pits on JR's rear bar. Now it's the home straight, full throttle to the finish. There's our Bobby 32, JR Cash just in front. So Bobby looks like he's lost a fair bit of time from first back down to 8th. JR Cash has got the move done on him, and 666 not giving it up. So once again I'm tasked with bridging that gap, the slipstream gap. As those blokes out in front went right to 0, I have a feeling they're going to drop right to the pack. They might have ran out of fuel before they got a chance to pit, because I think, yeah, there we go, as we cross the line, jumping up to 7th-ish, 8-ish. There's 3 wide down into turn 1, that can't be good. I think we might have missed some action there. We've managed to catch R Bobby and JR Cash, and they are losing positions. 666 making the move. 3 wide down into turn 1. I think we're going to be 2 wide down into turn 2. 2 by 2. Bullet or a knife. Bobby on the outside. JR Cash being punished. 4 laps to go. And that is a group of cars, if I've ever seen one. The battle for 7th. So I'm leading the pack currently. Feeling pretty good about myself sitting out the front there. 666, bullet of a knife, joins the pack, or joins the action. Don't know who's getting the blue flag there. 666 going to go for the move. We're going to give him the room on the inside, but then that means we should have greater exit speed coming off the top of the turn. And what are we going to see for slipstream down here? Broken a little gap. 3 laps to go. 7th was feeling pretty safe right about now. I thought I had the measure of them. Here comes R Bobby out of nowhere. That slipstream really helps. Now I'm just sitting out of the front. Now this race could drop me all the way back down to 12th any second here if all these blokes get a good slipstream. Now all the noobs and myself need to note, have a go at what R Bobby does here. So there's a pack forming, and not sure if it happens there, but R Bobby might have given us a little nudge. He takes the high line. The rest of the pack dropping the low line. And now R Bobby is going to give me an almighty bump draft along here. Look at that, we get 10 kilometers per hour. And he is just sitting in that slipstream, and he's broken the gap back to 9th. As we come back onto the main straight, 2 laps to go, R Bobby is timing this to perfection. So tucks in the slipstream once again, gets his line right, and as we fly out of turn 3, R Bobby with the bump draft again, gives me another solid 10 k's per hour. And if we get another camera angle, I think we get another bump draft here. And as you can see, there's no one in sight. All that bump drafting has just broken the pack. So what does Bobby 32 do now? I think he's going to be a good bloke and give me another bump draft. But no, this is where he makes his move. I'm sitting there vulnerable. Take the high line, and we've got maybe a solid half a second to a second gap back down to bullet or a knife now. So 7th is in play. Now it's all about lining him up at turn 1, getting the drive out of there, and we can make the move down the back corner. May or may not have timed this run too early as we catch him towards the end of the straight. No, we're nice and close. Bobby stays high. Looks like I'm taking a solid medium line there. And I've come off too shallow. Really needed to run that out to the wall. And it's a drag race down to turn 2. Final lap. I feel like I'm coming alongside, but maybe not enough. He's going to give me the room. I get a flick of 7th for a super short time. Down into turn 3, I try and go nice and shallow here to give him as much room as possible. If I knew he was going to run that far wide, I might have used a bit more road. And there it is, the drag to the line. Bobby has got the job done. And we're going to steal a place off Donny May, who looks like he must have ran out of fuel or something. Poor fella. And I think that's an 11th to 7th run. So I'm super happy about that. The old Toyota Supra Cup throwing up the goods. So yeah, definitely happy with that. And had I known that bump drafting trick, I might have tried that a bit earlier. So if you've made it this far, put bump drafting into your oval game. Give it a thumbs up because you made it this far. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button. Once again, fellas, thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you later.